Good morning, sirs.
Good morning. Please have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Vikram.
Yes,
Vikram
sir.
Joshi.
Yes, sir.
Please introduce yourself briefly.
Sir, I belong to the town of Kumta in coastal Karnataka, but I was raised in Pune. And after completing my class 10 in Pune, I moved to Bangalore, where I did my plus one, plus two, and my engineering. So, in the final year of my engineering itself, I started preparing for the civil services.
Are you now based in Navi Mumbai? No.
Yes, sir. Currently in Navi Mumbai.
And you are already working in the income tax as assistant commissioner. All right. Uh, Vikram, you have chosen foreign service as your first option. Why? Any particular reason?
Sir, my interest in foreign services goes back to the time that I was involved in ISEC, the world's largest youth organization, as a volunteer during my college days. And that gave me exposure to various cultures. And then I realized that my interest matches with the work profile of the foreign service. So I myself have been brought up in various cultures. And at the same time, I am curious and I'm open to learning new things and I gel well in new places.
Very good. Now, uh, foreign policy objective essentially is dealing with the other governments. I'm just giving you the head back here to dealing with the other governments in terms of achieving our own national interest. Now, from that point of view, would you describe Indian foreign policy as successful, moderately successful? How would you describe the Indian foreign policy? And you will have to justify it.
Indian foreign policy as moderately successful to successful. So moderately, I would say, because India has faced certain legacy challenges, which up to some extent still persist. For example, our profile in defense exports, and also the economic profile that has been historically, it's been challenging, though the government has made a lot of strides in the recent past. But at the same time, successful because right from independence, we were able to punch above our weight when it came to the profile on the international stage.
Very good. From that point of view, would you describe our membership of or our foundational founding of the non-aligned movement? Was it a successful foreign policy step, or do you think that today's more aggressive foreign policy is a better option?
Sir, I feel that the non-aligned movement at that time was in line with the economic profile of India. So through the non-aligned movement, India was able to project its problems as the world's problems. For example, decolonization and also nuclear disarmament, and also against apartheid in third world countries. But at the same time, currently we have seen that a more aggressive foreign policy has helped India's cause. The fact that worldwide we see rising nationalism and multilateral institutions have been plagued by lack of democratic consensus.
All right. At the same time, there is a kind of a feeling that this aggressive policy is actually introducing some kind of distortion. India is getting closer to the USA and the Western world at the expense of its traditional, I will not call it alliance, but traditional inclinations, traditional outlook, affiliations. So this coming closer to the Western world, particularly the USA, at the expense of a relationship with the former Soviet Union and the Russian Federation and the other countries. How do you consider that?
Sir, I would say that India, though the fact that India has come closer to the Western Bloc in recent times, at the same time, we have historically enjoyed and still continue to enjoy good relations with Russia as well. And this has helped to counterbalance China because the Sino-Russian alliance is something that the Western world has been
How do you
wary
say
of.
that Prime Minister Modi told Putin that this is not the era for war in the context of Ukraine, while for Russia it was a security issue? So how can I say that we have been able to maintain our good relations with Russia?
Sir, the fact of maintaining good relations with Russia, it points it can be gauged from the fact that India is still one of the biggest importers of oil from Russia. despite whatever challenges that the Western world had given us, we still said that Russia is one of our traditional allies.
Last question. China has accused India of massing troops at the border and said that it is not going to succeed in bringing peace. Uh, what was this in reference to? And what is your own thought on that statement?
Sir, I feel that this was in reference to the Galwan Valley and the Doklam Plateau incident that we saw in the last 5-6 years. And this basically stems from China's buildup of infrastructure and troops, and also the fact that they continuously make incursions across the poorly demarcated LAC constantly. I feel that this is in reference to China's own activities.
But rather than massing troops and creating more confrontation, should we not try and sort the problem out through discussions and negotiations?
Sir, I feel discussions and negotiations certainly play a huge role. But when it comes to China, since diplomatically and with respect to defense and economy, India has been the junior partner in this relationship. But when we saw that the way Indians,
India has been a junior partner.
sir, in the sense that their our defense and economic profile are lesser compared to China. We are catching up, but as of now, we are. Thank you, sir.
Vikram, I just wanted to know what is exactly the border problem between Karnataka and Maharashtra?
The water problems. Sir, the water problems basically stem from the one of the issues is Mahadai UIS.
No, no, border. सीमा सीमा विवाद जो है दोनों के प्रदेशों के बीच में वो क्या है?
Sir, that belongs to the or mainly stems from the dispute over the city of Belgaum and also the surrounding villages and districts. So, in 1956, the government had set up the Mahajan Commission, and the recommendations have not been implemented as of now because Maharashtra said that the recommendations are against our interests.
What exactly is the genesis of the problem? What is each state wanting?
So the genesis of the problem stems from the fact that during the Peshwa era, there was a lot of migration from the today's Maharashtra region to today's North Karnataka region, because of which the proportion of Marathi-speaking people got increased compared to what it was few centuries back. And currently, Maharashtra is seeking that the district of Belgaum should be a part of Maharashtra.
So, before 1956, Bombay was a state. Bombay as a state
Yes.
had Gujarati speaking people in that state, and we had Kannada speaking people also there, Marathi speaking were also there.
Yes, sir.
So nobody felt like an outsider in the state of Bombay. But today there is a big problem. After it was created on linguistic basis, reorganization of state in 1960, Gujarat was taken away. Do you think it has led to alienation of the people who are not Marathi speaking?
Sir, I would say that Mumbai had been one of the contested cities. For example, the Samyukta Maharashtra movement that was basically intended to keep Mumbai as a part of the Maharashtra province. But Mumbai has always been a cosmopolitan city, something that prides itself on the fact that many people from many different cities and nations work in the same city. So, though there have been challenges, I feel that the cosmopolitan nature of Mumbai can actually absorb all these tendencies.
But do you think it was reorganization of state has led to alienation of non-Marathi speaking people in that state? That is my question.
I wouldn't say that, sir. As a Kannadiga living in Maharashtra or in Mumbai specifically, I have not faced any such problem. And also, I feel that none of my friends from any other state have faced any sort of discrimination.
What about Hindi speaking people? Don't they feel like an outsider in that place?
Sir, in some cases there have been, for example, one of the political parties which was formed on the son of the soil theory, they face certain issues when it came to getting blue collar jobs. So the party was suggesting that the blue collar jobs should only be reserved for the workers from that state, from Maharashtra itself. So those challenges were there, but I would say that Hindi-speaking people has roots in Mumbai, go back to many decades ago, and even today, the fact that they also have voting rights, which means that they are one of the indigenized communities living in Mumbai.
Is that an option? That you have voting rights? Is it conferred by a particular state on anybody? What is the constitutional position?
So the constitutional provision, of course, Article 326, it gives voting rights to all the people of the citizens of the country.
So it is not a state which confers those rights on a particular citizen.
Sir, if we look at the history of migrant labor in any part of the country, we can see that there is a case of disenfranchisement, that they are not able to exercise their voting rights in the city that they work in. But I meant to say that in case of Mumbai, the Hindi-speaking communities living in Mumbai, they have established roots in the city that go back to a few decades.
Okay, my last question, solo travel and which are the places which you have visited, historical places which you have visited?
Sir, as a part of solo travel, I have visited right from the first solo travel that was in Nepal that I had been to. And after that, I decided to explore other parts of India as well. So that took me to places like Maharashtra itself, the eastern part of Maharashtra that I had not been to, and then North Karnataka, and even Jaipur, Agra, and even parts of Madhya Pradesh. These are among the few places that I've been.
What about Ajanta, Ellora,
Yes, sir, I've been to Ajanta.
Halibid?
No, not Halibut.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Vikram,
Yes, sir.
you are already in the income tax
Yes, sir.
and you have a BTech background.
Yes.
When is the Engineers Day?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to.
The certificate you have got, it is from Vishwasariya?
Technological University.
Who was Vishwasariya?
Sir, he was one of the engineers, one of the important engineers, and also state builder. I would say he has contributed in many development projects.
So he was a doyen actually, no?
Sir,
He was a doyen in the engineering world.
sir, I would say that he was one of the influential figures in the engineering world.
Have you heard something about a Bombay plan? Where the 5-year plans are there in India?
No, sir. As of now, they are not there.
You have not heard about Bombay plan.
Sir, I have heard of Bombay Plan vaguely in the course of the freedom struggle of India. The Bombay Plan was laid by a few industrialists, and they were planning to bring in a private sector-led growth for the economy.
Please read into it. You will get the answer. The Engineers Day is after the man whom you are referring to. Okay? Good. Since you have an income tax, this thing, what do you understand by GST?
So the goods and services tax, that is at the top of the indirect taxes regime currently in India, and it was brought.
What it was supposed to do? Why GST was brought in?
So the GST was brought in so that the cascading effect of taxes can be prevented.
That is partly a correct answer. But it was supposed to subsume so many taxes, including octroi, entry tax, etc., etc., etc. You travel frequently.
Yes, sir.
Do you pay entry tax when you enter a city or a municipal corporation limits?
Sir, personally, I have not paid any taxes when I enter the city limits.
Once you enter from one state to another, or say Delhi, if you are traveling in a taxi or something like that, entry tax is taken. It is it is not toll tax. It is different. Toll tax is different. Entry tax is different. Are you aware of it?
No, sir.
You should be aware of it. You are in that service. What do you understand by this north-south divide? It was an issue, chief ministers came and demonstrated in the capital of India. What exactly you understand by this?
So the north-south divide refers to in the current context, it refers to the devolution of taxes from the Finance Commission. So it is said that the South Indian states which have managed in achieving high HDI and high mortality, high which have succeeded in rationalizing the birth and death rates, they are at a disadvantage when it comes to the devolution of fiscal.
Got your point. Empirically, is it correct?
Sir, if we look at the data from Finance Commission, it can be said that some states of the south they contribute more compared to what they get back. But I feel that it's the fact that the states are part of the nation itself, and they have been helped by the political stability and the ease of doing business that the center has enabled. So I feel that they.
By this logic, if somebody contributes more, then the Himalayan waters should have an advantage over those who don't have it. That is what you're trying to suggest, that those who contribute more should get more.
No, sir. I was saying that though factually it might be true that currently.
Empirically also, the data which is being fed is also not correct. Okay? You are already in the service, it will be expected that you may know all these things. Okay? It's a current topic actually. Okay? All the best.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Vikram.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning, sir.
Are you familiar about the forest cover, the extent to which there is forest cover in India? Percentage.
Approximately 24%.
Right, and what is our aspirational target?
33%.
35. Okay, you have seen and read about the reintroduction of cheetahs in India, right?
Yes.
So what are your thoughts? So many cheetahs are dying. You brought cheetahs from Africa, Namibia and South Africa. Is it really worth it? Because everything has changed since the 1960s when cheetahs disappeared. So what is your assessment of this project?
Sir, I feel that the project has faced certain challenges initially. As you said, that the huge number of cheetahs are dying, but I feel that is a part of the inculcation or the acclimatization of the cheetahs to the local climate, local conditions, and the fact that cheetahs are one of the keystone species. So I feel that a few years down the line, we would be able to see that the cheetahs are more organically a part of the local ecosystem.
No, is it only about climate or cheetahs need territory to run freely? Cheetahs don't hide, they are able to run and catch their prey. So in India, do we have those kind of forests?
Sir, in some aspect, we can say that habitat fragmentation has been a challenge in India, and because of that, we can see man-animal conflict. For example, in the state of Kerala, in Wayanad, we can see some man-animal conflict right now. But I feel that the reintroduction of cheetahs can go hand in hand with improving the habitat, the fragmentation situation, and also the ecological corridors or ecological bridges that connect the various forest ecosystems.
You are familiar with nuclear energy, right? What is the percentage of nuclear energy in our energy basket? Approximately.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
Right, right. And very recently, I think in the last 2 weeks or so, there was a major development, right? In Kalpakam, there was a kind of new reactor. So some activity connected with that. Did you read about that?
I'm sorry, sir, I did not.
You did not read about that. Okay, you are from Pune, right? Or you have lived Goa, right? Pune was the name of one very popular sport, right? It originated in Pune. Today it's internationally very popular under a different name, and India is doing well in that as well. So can you recall that?
Can I take a guess on this?
Yeah, please.
Is it Mallakhamb?
No, international. It's practically, yeah.
kabaddi.
Well, I think you won't get very far with through guesses. Yeah, but it's badminton.
Badminton.
Yes, original name was Pune.
Okay, I was not aware of that,
Yeah,
sir.
of course, it was played by white women in the British cantonment. Yeah, and last year, Prime Minister in February he appeared in Parliament wearing a plastic jacket. Why do you think he did that?
Sir, I'm not aware of that incident, sir.
Yeah, is a problem of plastic waste, right? Do you think it's a serious problem?
Yes, sir, I feel India faces problem of disposal of plastic waste.
Yeah. So, what should be done to tackle that? There are some ideas, right? So, could you mention those points? That how is it planned to target the plastic waste? What are the kind of principles that will guide us in this task?
So the principles of reuse, refuse, reduce, recycle. These are the basic principles on which the plastic problem can be tackled. Also at the corporate front, the logic of extended producer responsibility can help. And recently we saw that the government has allowed the trading of extended producer responsibility certificates, so that various companies or various producers of plastic waste can manage the EPR issue.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vikram. Just step out of 2 minutes. We'll call you back for the feedback.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, before you sit down, just open your jacket button.
Sure, sir.
Okay, all right. Sit. Okay, when is your interview scheduled, Vikram?
Sir, it's on 2nd of April.
2nd of April. So you are practically a month, 3 weeks at least.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is your 6th attempt. You're already there. Fine. How do you think? What is your own assessment of the interview today?
Sir, I feel that initially I started well when it came to the international relations question. But then when it came to few of the factual question asked by sir, I was not able to answer. And I feel in that answer of devolution, the north-south divide and the fiscal devolution, I feel that maybe I was not able to convey my point right, or maybe it came off in the unintended side.
Okay. All right. And now we have discussed your interview amongst ourselves, and our own common assessment is that you are very good, in the sense that began with talking about NAM, the former post-independence foreign policy environment, the change transition in the current period. You handled them well, and the sense is that you did not. It was not a question by rote that you were actually just trying to regurgitate what you had remembered, but you were thinking. And the most important thing, the reason I said that you are very good is what they're looking for is a candidate who is thinking on the spot. So you have that quality that you are sitting there and you are able to think.
Thank you, sir.
That's very important. You will have to supplement that. You have plenty of time, 3 weeks, with knowledge. Look, the point is that you cannot have 100% knowledge. Nobody can have it. You are not. Even a computer does not have 100%. So there are areas where you will not be there, and there to say that sorry, I don't know or I don't remember is perfectly valid. But if you say don't know, don't remember to say 30 out of 40 questions, then people begin to think, even though it is perfectly normal not to remember. Therefore, what you should do is that in the areas, in your domain areas, which are listed actually in your DAF, and that's the most important resource base that the interview board will have, those issues you should continue to read as much as you can, collect all the knowledge, awareness, so that on those areas you are not caught napping. Now, there are many issues where actually you could have answered better. Deforestation, you come from Raigad. The environmental issues are important. Nuclear energy, as an engineer, they will expect you to have some idea about their energy schemes, etc. Cheetah project, the first thing that occurs is that why did the cheetahs actually vanish from here? Because the habitat became against cheetahs. As a habitat deteriorates cheetahs, it was not simply hunting. So if the habitat is not right, whatever you might do, there would be a problem. So either you develop habitat, and he had to, or the panel member had to bring out. Therefore, read more. In the meantime, what you could do is that pick up your DAF, choose 30, 40 issues from the DAF relating to your. Is this your, how many mocks have you done so far?
Sir, I've given 5 to 6 marks.
5 to 6
prior
marks.
to this. Yes, sir.
And what did they tell you before I come to this issue?
Sir, they said that when it comes to body language, maybe I can smile more. That's one observation they made. And in one case, they said that you should look at all the panel members. So I think that I was able to correct myself today.
Okay. Anything else?
Not particularly,
The
sir.
content of the interview. The body language, I'll come to in a minute.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So content, what you should do is, on the basis of your DAP, pick up 20 or 30 issues. One page, one sheet for each issue. Top the issue that you are going to develop your body of knowledge on. Under that issue, start writing what you know. From the newspapers, television, the current developments, etc., start writing there on that sheet of paper. Within 4 or 5 days, you will have a sufficient body of knowledge on that issue. And once you have done that, then you basically try and work that into a kind of format or a form which can be a coherent argument. All right? Very soon, within about a week, your awareness will increase and your delivery, your tendency to basically remember what you have to say will become better. Like you were saying, that you were not on the financial thing, that you were not able to say what you wanted to say. Once you start writing down, it will improve. All right?
Okay, sir.
Second thing, your personal appearance. Now, have you noticed that your collar is open?
Yes, sir. I've noticed that. So in this particular case, I was this shirt basically. When I put on the top collar, it really feels suffocating. So I have not put the collar, but in the actual interview, I have a separate attire. So we came to Delhi just for this attachment and training purposes. So I have not brought all the clothes with me. I was traveling light.
So you will have to take them, buy a
Yes,
new
sir.
shirt or something.
Yes, sir. We'll go back to Nagpur in about a week, and I'll be back in Delhi by the end of month.
And you are wearing your IRS tie and the jacket,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
etc.
Absolutely. I will bring a separate set of formal clothes.
It's better because it attracts attention.
I do, sir, and I'm going there as a candidate.
As a
not
candidate.
As a IRS,
It has plus as well as minus. Some can think that you are trying to flaunt yourself, that you are already there. Some can think of that. So it's better to remain on the neutral side.
Absolutely, sir. This
Alright.
is just because I did not bring an alternate blazer, and this was mandatory for us on this tour.
Second thing, your sitting posture. I'm just these small things.
Sure, sir.
But you're slouching.
Okay.
Don't slouch.
Okay, so sir, in yesterday's one of the mocks, I was told that you should not put your back against the chair. You should try and sit slightly towards the front.
You should be relaxed. If you are sitting like this, perfectly all right. You should be yourself actually. That will be the best thing to do. Only thing is, if you clasp your hands, etc., like this, then that is a sign of.
Vikram, the way you're now sitting is perfect.
Okay, sir.
Because the idea is that your sitting posture should reflect the confidence and comfort both. When you're slouching, when you're leaning like this, it shows anxiety.
Right, sir.
And you don't need to show any anxiety, you're only there to service. Okay? So you will do well. We would rate you somewhere very good. And with just a bit of more of effort, you could be outstanding. And if you make it to IFS, then maybe next year I will take you to the training again with you.
Hopefully,
Okay.
sir. I would love
All
that.
the best.
One thing on the smartwatch also, let me just say,
Yes.
that if you wear smartwatch, see that it doesn't flash. You can, you know.
Sir, anyways, these are not allowed. Smartwatches,
Yeah.
any sort of electronic devices, even the type in
Yeah.
and any rings, anything will not be
Yes.
allowed inside the
So
hall.
be cautious about these things.
Absolutely, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vikram. All the best to you.
Okay. Sir, just one question that you had asked about the entry tax as different from the toll tax.
See, the GST, when it was envisaged, it had certain parameters. You know, they were all supposed to be subsumed. But this entry tax has not been done. Why it has not been done? That is the point you should know. There has to be some reason why it has not been done.
Sir, is the entry
This is a
tax?
state tax actually.
Okay.
See, and why it has not been done, we'll find out how.
Sure, sir. Sir, I felt that the entry tax holds good. For example, the octroi. It holds good for the movement of goods. But I was not aware of any tax that.
Once they enter, they pay.
Okay, but even, sir, even people,
1 year.
sir, but even people when they cross one border to other, do they pay this tax?
See, toll tax is different.
Yes, sir. Toll tax is.
This is different. It was supposed to be subsumed in the GST, goods and services tax.
Okay, okay. Sir, I'll
It has
read
not
about
been
it. Sir.
done. Why it has not been done? That is important.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Do read more about that then.
Sure, sir.
When you enter Delhi, all the commercial vehicles, they have to pay some tax, है ना?
Sir, commercial vehicles I was aware, but I was when sir asked that when you go, do you pay? I thought he is asking about movement of people. So when it comes to movement of people, I personally have not paid any.
People is in a commercial vehicle also.
No. Commercial vehicle,
See, so therefore,
categorization
you should know
हो गया.
why it has not been done. It is important.
Anyway, you please do read more about these.
Sure,
issues.
sir, sure.
There is the body of knowledge is endless. Do read more about this.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
No, sir. I propose to. I plan to fully shave when I go. So just 10 days before the interview, we have to upload some photos, in which we'll keep the same look as we'll go in the actual interview. So at that time, I will shave. Yes, sir. But this year they brought a new rule, which says that before the interview, just 10 days before, you should maintain the same look that you plan to come in the actual interview, and that should have the date of the photo and your name also.
So as an officer, you are supposed to shave every day. First thing.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Sure, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Good day, sir.
Thank you.